This might just be one of the most dangerous alpha males on the internet.
I understand that I am too brilliant a man, too perfect in every single metric, too big, too strong, too smart. I am a gift to females created by the one above.
It doesn't matter if a man slept with 20 girls or 200 girls. He is still the man. If a woman slept with 200 men, she is worth less.
Andrew Tate, a former boxer, is now someone who considers himself as an elite, a high-value male with lots of money, status, and women. On top of having such a prestigious lifestyle, Tate loves to share his opinions and views on various podcasts that are labeled as high-value male or alpha male.
How can I not be so stupid and keep my husband? I want to keep him happy, and I think all the women listening too, they want to know the secrets.
So every single thing we do is status driven to some degree.
It's true.
Meaning the female we are with has to add status to our lives in some form. That's why we like beautiful women, right?
Right.
But a beautiful woman who doesn't behave and doesn't obey isn't really much status.
Yep.
So when we're looking for status, we want a beautiful woman who is compliant because it's unique.
Hold on though, have you had a serious relationship?
I have many concurrent serious relationships as we speak.
Are you poly?
No, because that means they can talk to other dudes. Disgusting.
Yeah.
After gaining traction on these websites, he has created multiple online businesses, two of the biggest being Hustlers University and The War Room. But when you look between the lines of these websites, you'll notice something very disturbing. Months after gaining some backlash over this website and Tate's views in general, he has been arrested under the guise of trafficking and is under investigation.
Listen, I may be a gangster, and they may be the police. But if they're the top level police and I'm the top level G, we're friends.
So a few months ago, I made a video discussing alpha male podcasts, and I discussed alpha males in general. One of the people that I mentioned in that video goes by the name of Andrew Tate. Yes, the guy that looks like a living IMVU character.
If you think you're going to find a man with options who's going to genuinely never ever consider those options ever, then he's just a low value dude. That's the reality of the game. The reality of the game is if the guy has choices, he's going to consider those choices.
You see, Andrew Tate isn't just your regular run-of-the-mill alpha male. He's like the alpha of alpha males. For some reason, other high-value podcasts, like the Fresh and Fit podcast, have hosts that treat this guy like he is a literal god. Now this guy has so many ridiculous points that I genuinely thought he was a troll at first.
I find myself super funny. I find myself super funny.
But no, he believes a lot of what he's saying, at least enough to make an entire business off of it. And no, I don't mean just talking through a podcast mic, sharing your opinions about things. I mean a literal business.
Yeah, so I'll quickly explain the difference between the two, very quickly. If you're sitting here and you just want money, and that's all you care about, then you can join Hustlers University. I created Hustlers University, it's $50, anybody can join, and we teach 18 modern wealth creation methods. The war room is everything outside of money. And what will happen once you have money is you realize that it's all the things outside of money that are actually more important. Correct. Most of you want money because you want power. That's what you really want. You don't give a shit about expensive things, but you want to feel and look powerful. And you'll realize if you're a nerd and you get rich, that you're not powerful. You're just a robbery target.
Andrew Tate has a website called The War Room. The War Room is the greatest global network which exists on planet Earth. The War Room is a global organization with members, bases, and influence in over 70 countries. Our network contains a varied expertise, which allows us to exert influence globally. Every member has either achieved or is working towards the ultimate goal of all intelligent men, freedom in a world of slavery. There's something really disturbing that a lot of you actually caught on to in the comments. A lot of you pointed out that some of the business tactics that Andrew Tate has been promoting over on his website called The War Room and also Hustlers University 2.0, it's a little concerning. Oh my goodness, Chester has made an appearance on the screen. It's been a while. You haven't come over here recently. I know why. It's because I'm usually filming when your father's home. I'm usually... No, he's not actually.
It was at this moment that she knew. She fucked up.
Here's a clip from my previous video as a huge highlight of the concerning parts of this website. When I began recording this video, I was planning on sitting here cracking a few jokes about this cringy alpha male content. But I guess that came back to bite me in the ass because this is where everything takes a really unexpected turn. While I was looking into this, a YouTuber named Gonzalez made a video pointing out some very questionable paragraphs written on the War Room's website. It raised a few eyebrows for sure, but other than what he mentioned here, nothing else really became of it from what I could see. I went to the website to find it, and as many could expect, the paragraph was gone. It was just a big empty space underneath this PhD program page. But I don't give up that easily. I went to an archiving website where a copy of the webpage was saved before this was deleted. It seems like Mr. Tate didn't want the attention on this part of his luxurious womanizing lifestyle. Unfortunately, things get much worse than what was showed in Danny Gonzalez's video. I'm so glad he pointed this out though, because this seriously needs to be talked about. There's lots of photos that I'll be blurring out here because they'll get my video age restricted, but let's read the text, shall we? Why am I an expert on all male to female interactions? I've been running a webcam studio for nearly a decade. I've had over 75 girls work for me, and my business model is different than 99% of webcam studio owners. Over 50% of my employees were actually my girlfriend at the time, and of all my girlfriends, none were in the adult entertainment industry before they met me. My job was to get women to fall in love with me. Literally, that was my job. My job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, test if she's quality, get her to fall in love with me to where she'd do anything I say, and then get her to go on a webcam so we could become rich together. Whether you agree or disagree with what I did with their loyalty, submission, and love for me doesn't matter. You cannot reject the results. And the results are simple. My girlfriends would do more for me than 99.9% of men's wives would do for them. This is how I came up with what is now the PhD system. I learned the most time-efficient way to meet girls, get them through the dating process, get them to bed, test if they're good or not, and begin the process of them falling deeper and deeper into love. That is my skill, to extremely efficiently get women in love with me. That's it. And no one on the internet is teaching this. No one. Final thoughts. I will be teaching you every step to building a girl who is submissive, loyal, and in love with you. From your first message to testing if you want to keep her as long as you want the relationship to go on, I am the most capable man in the world to teach you this power, and I am 100% confident in my program. I have a warning. There's responsibility when you have someone completely loyal to you. I've had some girls for over a decade. When someone gives themselves to you, absolutely, their life path is in your hands. But this gets way worse because there is another page that was captured on the archiving website. Let it be known that these paragraphs were up a month ago. These were freshly removed from the website. The paragraphs here essentially explain how Andrew will teach you how to recruit women to make an OnlyFans business. So not only is he doing this shit, he's creating a bunch of Andrew Tate knockoffs that are doing the same exact thing as him. How is this even legal? There is a part that I took out of this video because I was not confident enough to make the claim that it is. Would this count as trafficking? This sounds very, very cult-like at the minimum, but I'm telling you today that I am confident enough to tell you that I fully believe that this is trafficking. And the reason why I am more confident in telling you that now compared to last time is because Andrew Tate has recently been arrested for human trafficking. Andrew Tate has been arrested as part of a human trafficking investigation. The former kickboxer's home in Romania was raided after police received reports of an American woman being held there against her will. A Romanian newspaper reported that the police found both the American woman and a Romanian woman in the building during the raid. According to a report on the Daily Beast, the vocal promoting Tate cultivated a social media image as a wealthy, cigar-smoking playboy. But Tate's treatment of women had an ugly side, the report states. In 2016, he was booted off the British version of Big Brother over a video of him hitting a woman with a belt. This March, Britain's Daily Mirror tabloid profiled him and his brother Tristan Tate and their Romania-based business, which used webcam models to trick men into sending the brothers tens of thousands of dollars. In one video on his YouTube channel, Andrew Tate said 40% of the reason he moved to Romania was because Romanian police were less likely to pursue sexual assault allegations.
This is probably 40% of the reason I moved to Romania, because in Eastern Europe, none of this garbage flies. If you go to the police and say, back in 1988, because we should have done something about it then. If you go to the police and say, yes, they say, okay, if you've got physical evidence, okay, so CCTV proof, where'd it happen? Okay, let's go interview him right now. And if it wasn't really, I was like, oh, we went to the club, we got drunk, she agreed to go back to my house, we started having sex, and we carried on having sex. And then we had sex, and she didn't say anything wrong, and then she texted me afterwards, and I didn't text back, and now she's saying I raped her. The police is like, okay, she's an idiot, bye. But no, not in the West. In the West, you can tell them that exact story, you're still fucked. You're fucked in the West. People say, why do you live in Romania? And I explain my 5 reasons. One of them is the Me Too era. They go, oh, well, you're a rapist. I say, no, I'm not fucking rapist. But I like the idea of being able to just say to do what I want. I like being free. And if you're a man living in England or Germany or America or any of the Western world right now, you've decided to live in a country where any woman, any ex, any fucking bitch who works at Greg's who you bought a pasty from, at some point in the future can destroy your life. This Me Too era bullshit has not protected women. It's just destroyed the safety of men.
Shortly after the Harvey Weinstein revelations, Tate tweeted, "If you put yourself in a position to be AR'd, you must bear some responsibility." After his arrest, Tate posted a picture on Instagram showing him smoking a cigar in a staged interrogation room as, quote, police officers loomed over him. Tate added the caption, "Officer, I think we can all agree that love to lie." But before we continue, I do want to point out that him being arrested under the allegations that he has been human trafficking actually doesn't have to do with the website itself, although I think they are investigating that because according to him they took all of his computers and other devices.
Took the emergency meeting computer. They took all the cameras. Christina won't have anything to steady moving.
Whatever this circumstance was seems a little bit muddy right now because Andrew Tate has actually made a video responding to this.
So I think I want to clear a few things up because there's some bullshit on the internet about why the police raided my house. So I'm going to clear it up with an official statement here from the Gutted Out Emergency Meeting podcast. Some whoopee was chilling with T, they made love, and then Tristan stopped replying to her texts. Why? Because it's Tristan. She's from, I don't know where she's from. Some other country. I don't know where she's from. She's not Romanian. And after they slept together, he ignored her one day. Hey, let's go out for dinner. Ignored her, kept ignoring her. Then turns out she has a boyfriend. So the boyfriend found out she was with Tristan. So now she's in a hard situation, right? Because she doesn't want to admit to her boyfriend she's been cheating with the guy who now ignores her completely. So she says, oh, yeah, but I was with him, but I didn't want to be. I was at their house and I couldn't leave. Even though all of our CCTV, which the police now have, prove that she came by Uber and left by Uber, and there's text messages of her begging to come back, and Tristan wouldn't let her. So then her boyfriend calls the embassy and calls the police from France or whatever country she's from. And they instigate this high-level police SWAT raid for kidnapping, and they come into my house. Sorry, Tate, sorry, we're sorry, it's from the embassy. Because if it was actually Romanian stuff, the police wouldn't even come.
While this guy is extremely smug, and I genuinely do not agree with him on the points he makes about women, I kind of agree with the idea that he probably, likely, is not going to receive any type of severe consequence from this because of his influence and also the amount of money he had. I really don't know how Romanian law works, but I do know that this man has stated that he wants to stay in Romania.
In the West. People say, why do you live in Romania? And I explain my 5 reasons. One of them is the Me Too era. They go, oh, well, you're a rapist. I say, no, I'm not fucking rapist. But I like the idea of being able to just say to do what I want. I like being free.
There's also a video clip that I am trying my hardest to find. He's basically discussing in a video clip how women's self-defense is useless, and he also describes what he would do if a woman was defending herself against him.
Female self-defense is bullshit. I watched some video on Twitter the other day, some stupid asshole. Oh, that's good. I'm doing this and listen, women can't fight. You're not designed to fight. You're incapable of fighting, and you're incapable of handling genuine violence. Every single time I see a clip of some chick in some self-defense fight bullshit, it annoys me because they always underestimate and they don't train for the reality of violence. If a man grabs you, you knee him in the balls and run away. You knee him in the balls, all I'm gonna do is get pissed off. I ain't letting go of you. 1. 2. Let me tell you something else that females fucking fail to realize. Men are bigger than women. I'm like 100 and something kilo. Women aren't as big as me. They're like a 55 kilo female. I will pick you up with one hand, body slam your ass. And when I'm standing on top of you, and you're like, and I'm grabbing you by your neck, and you've learned, I learned in self-defense, when he grabs me by my neck, what I do is, I get my finger in to this, yeah, but you know what they didn't teach you in self-defense? Here's a little move. When I grab you by your neck, and you start annoying me, trying to resist, and I just, then what the fuck are you gonna do when your face is collapsed, and your fucking cheekbone's broken? You ain't gonna do shit but cry!
He's showing to the world how shitty of a person he is and what he would do, and this isn't the first time he has insinuated hitting a woman like that, but he also does this cute thing.
Shut the f up. You know, women don't have a clue how business works. That wouldn't ever work.
Like, wow, that is so funny, dude.
There's a reason I don't start these stupid businesses for bitches, because I'd lose my temper with one of them. I'd set the whole place on fire.
What? And also, there are accusations made against him regarding a show called Big Brother. He was allegedly removed from that show for hitting a woman, but I do believe he's denying that. Anyway, this person who is an ex-boxer is explaining how he would harm a woman if and when she attempted to do self-defense. In a way, I see where he's coming from with the idea that the person who wants to harm someone is going to do what they can to succeed in their goals because they're a shitty person and want to harm people. But my point is, I don't know if he's putting himself in that mindset for the sake of the argument or if he's already in that mindset because he seems very comfortable explaining all of this. He also doesn't seem to show or display any type of solution to this. He doesn't explain to women, you should do this self-defense instead of this, you should do X, Y, and Z instead of this. And if he's an ex-boxer, I think that there is a lot of potential for him to maybe make a course on women's self-defense. They could make a women's self-defense class, and he could probably make money the way he's oh wait, yeah, I forgot. Anytime the words making money and women come into play, it doesn't work out unless he's using them for OnlyFans. I'm just so genuinely lost on this situation. I don't understand because I have seen comments of people talking about like Tate's the man, Tate's so funny. I don't know if people perceive this as a parody or if this is some sort of troll that's going well over my head. I genuinely don't think that this person's trolling, considering how much effort that is put into these websites, making money from this, also connecting with other podcasts. Andrew Tate is such a high value man that he is too afraid to give another man CPR.
If you're some fat dude and you just had a heart attack and I don't really know you, you're gonna die. I mean, if you're a really good friend, no, not even if you're a friend. If you're my friend, you just can't be a pussy. Well, I had a heart attack. Get the fuck up. What the fuck's wrong with you? Go to hospital later. Have a drink. Cigarette, cup of coffee. Get back in the game. Fucking having heart attacks near me, little pussy. None of my friends would even have those kind of problems because I don't roll with fucking little bitches. But if you're some dude I don't know and you need CPR and everyone's looking at me, who knows CPR? Well, me. Help him! No.
So before we wrap up this video, I wanted to end things on a much lighter note. Speaking of the Fresh and Fit podcast, something really hilarious has happened recently, and I want to update you all on it. There's another podcast called the Kyle and Jackie O podcast, and they invited Myron from Fresh and Fit to come on and have a discussion. There is now a very infamous clip where things did not go very well for Myron. Before we get to that though, I want to show a different clip where the staff of the Kyle and Jackie O podcast explained their treatment from Myron before even getting him on the show.
Mayo was trying to get him on the show. You had a lot of problems too. He wouldn't even talk to you. You had to put a mail on there. Pedro had to jump in and secure the interview.
He refused to talk to me. Didn't even want to do the interview. Then Pedro had to come on and save it by saying, yeah, she's shit, sorry about her, come on and we'll fix it.
We played him.
Yeah, that's right. You played
Mayo was on the call listening to it all.
Mayo was listening to you shit-can herself and trick this guy on.
Oh my God.
Genius.
Myron allegedly wouldn't even speak to a woman on the phone to organize this event. She had to get a man on the phone for him to talk to because he just refused to speak to her. Why are you so afraid to hear women speak, dude? Are you scared they might make your entire arguments crumble and make you look like an idiot? Anyway, he does make it onto the show, and he does have a conversation, and this is how it goes.
You're actually saying that in a relationship, it's okay for men to go and explore other options, but we have to be happy with you and not explore options.
Absolutely. Closed on your end, open on my end, and I think there should be honest between the two.
Why? Why would anyone agree to that?
You can't just go throwing that thing around. I spoke to Dan Balserian. Yeah, I'm sick of you asking to finish your long, boring answers that are the same answer every time we ask you a question. Even Dan Balserian last week told me to my face, "So fucking what, clown? Here you are on the show. I can turn you off as well." Just turn these clowns off. See you fellas, grow up, ring us back when you're 30 and you've got half a brain. You're not running around being led by your own dicks. Bye-bye. See you later. Turn them off.
To me, it's just really funny seeing the Fresh and Fit podcast hosts interact with people who aren't immediate yes men and are bending over to kiss their ass over every little thing they say because they respond like this. They get so bent out of shape. Well, you're not even letting me talk. You're not even letting me talk. Every time they do speak, they end up talking people in circles. It's so embarrassing that I think they're afraid to have a conversation with anybody who isn't an immediate yes man. Seems pretty nice to finally see him getting a taste of his own medicine, because this is what he constantly does on his podcast when other women try to speak at all.
You're 35?
No, I'm saying I'll probably have a kid when I'm 35.
Ooh,
but right now,
that's risky.
I'm 23.
You know, at 35, your ability to bring a child to term is like significantly decreased, right? Like,
see, and if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen.
But in general, carrying a child is risky. Like in general, girls lose their memory, girls lose hair, girls get diabetes, heart failure.
So if you know that it's dangerous to carry a child in general, wouldn't you want to do it when you're at your peak fertility so it's not going to f you up long term?
Just always gets so hard to wrap my head around people like this actually existing, people actually thinking that women are legitimately property and have no value in life other than to be a body for them to, how do I say this in an ad-friendly way? They treat women like sheaths for their meat swords. I'll put it like that. I want to end this video off with something that isn't related to the Fresh and Fit podcast or Andrew Tate, but is from a self-proclaimed alpha male, which is a Twitter thread as to why women shouldn't ride horses, bikes, or bicycles. I mean, that's a little redundant, but okay. I will post links with evidence at the very end. I write this as another red pill of female nature that husbands and fathers must swallow for the betterment of their marriages and society. I care for my fellow brethren. It is the very reason that this account exists. This is by design. God created women for men. Their bodies are to be enjoyed by their husbands. Every part of having been created, is this real? Is this a troll? Every part of this having been created for his enjoyment. Her body being sexual at every inch means men can be aroused by and enjoy any or all parts of his wife's body. This has got to be a joke. Further evidence of this is women's ability to have multiple orgasms in a short amount of time. Women can also be fully satisfied without an orgasm, which means men can play and have sex with his wife for any length of time, be it 5 minutes or an hour.
Let's just laugh at him now.
The point is, women are easily stimulated and aroused, though, through almost any part of their body. They should be careful of what they do or in what activities they should take part. My belief is that a woman should stay as pure, innocent, clean, and modest as possible with regards to their bodies. They must protect and not spoil it in any way for their future or current husband. And stimulation not for or from her husband makes a woman filthy. Okay, I'm done with this. But bringing this back, I guess we're not ending this on a positive note because my conclusion is very dark on this. This entire situation has gone from making memes about these people who genuinely think like this. A lot of people have gone well beyond the lengths to share how ridiculous it is that people think this way. But I think we're starting to get to a point where this is really serious because, as you can see, this is getting into a dangerous territory of, are the women that these people surround themselves with in a safe environment? This dude got arrested for trafficking, allegedly. And while he claims that these are lies, the fact of the matter is he still got arrested. He admits that he did get arrested. And even if he wants to say that the police apologized to him when they had to arrest him, that's a big claim. And not only that, but I'm clearly not the only one who thought that this was already kind of going on because of what has been displayed on his War Room website. And this is backed up even more with the fact that over the past few months, after he has been called out more and more for this, more and more has gone missing on that website. There's been a lot of changes and a lot of things that are no longer there that were up when this website was first launched and announced. Manipulating people to fall in love with you and making them do anything you'll say, which happens to be posting on adult websites to make you money, that to me doesn't sound like the most ethical thing. That to me sounds like that can fall under the guise of trafficking. Like I said, I don't know how the laws in Romania work. I don't know if things like this are legal there, but I feel like in the United States, stuff like this would be a lot harder to go without investigation of some sort. And I think he himself would agree with that because he talks so much about how he prefers to be in Romania over the West because Western laws and society would be tearing him apart. Thank you so much if you've made it all the way to the end of this video. I know this video wasn't the one I was planning to have out this week, but I really found that this was important to talk about because, oh god, it's a moth. I got scared. I'm sorry. I think it's there's like this moth that's flying around and it's coming at the worst point because it's like, this is a serious part of the video, moth. This is a serious part. Go away. I think this is a really, really important thing to be discussing because this goes from being a meme, being a cringy TikTok, to being something that could potentially be really serious. This is like an international situation. This isn't like something that is going on in the United States. If there's actually an investigation going on, I hope they actually do a thorough investigation and a investigation that isn't going to be biased for... Are investigations biased in other countries? I don't know. But the way he's talking about it makes it seem like he can get away with anything. But I sincerely hope that that is not the case and that this is actually thoroughly investigated regardless of this person's status and wealth. And I genuinely hope that if something is truly going on, there's consequence for it and something is done about it because this appears to be very scary and unsettling. Thank you so much to everybody who has been supporting me over on Patreon, especially Lewis, Miss Tanisha, Anthony, Trussout, Michelle, and Deemer WN. I greatly appreciate it. With that being said, I will see you in the next video, hopefully without the topic of human trafficking.